Hello again. I am Jonas Funson. I have Ashley McCaffrey. We are here today with Addie. We are very excited to have an interview with Addie. Welcome back to Vacation Rental 101, all things vacation rentals and second homes here in the Phoenix metro area. So we wanted to have a sit down with Addie to kind of discuss the property management side of the vacation rentals. Obviously, you have people that exclusively self-manage. You have people that use quasi-management companies, kind of limited service management companies, and then there's obviously full suite management companies. So Addie has a ton of experience in this space, so we figured it'd be fun to just kind of sit down and have a casual conversation with her, kind of chatting about that. So
thanks for joining us.
Thank
We're really
you for
happy to have you.
I'm
Of
so
course.
happy to be
For
here.
sure.
Property management is a huge topic for our investors. And like Jonas said, some people want to self-manage and they do it and they do it successfully. But there's a lot that goes into being able to do it on your own. So tell us a little bit about your experience and maybe what our investors can expect if they decide to not self-manage and turn it over to like full service.
Absolutely. I have a background in property management, specifically vacation rentals, and many people can manage them themselves when they have like one or two properties,
Sure.
but you keep in mind that that's 100% on you. You don't have days off.
Yeah.
You don't have evenings off. You need to be responding to those clients. So
it's hard to scale too when you get past like a
Yeah.
handful of properties. Like it gets
Absolutely.
overwhelming really quick. So
very overwhelming.
Yeah.
You have multiple people contacting
Yep.
you, and in Arizona, with the properties being so abundant, and with the high season in the spring,
Yeah.
you really are getting messages all
Constantly.
day, every day, and nights and weekends, because that's when people are booking and asking questions. So it really does take over your life. And
Totally.
so if you're looking to maybe just manage it from a distance and have someone kind of run through the day-to-day things and responding to messages and inquiries, or when a guest is arriving at a property and they have a question, if you go in with a management company, they handle all of that. So they're the ones that are responding to all the messages within a timely manner. And
Nice.
you want to get back to your clients or customers quickly before they book something else. Or
people are super
or-
impatient. They
Yeah.
want things like yesterday. You know what I mean? It's like any time that
Absolutely.
goes by, they just, I know when I first started this, I was managing my property initially, and I'm so busy with work to begin with, and it just felt like it was, not overwhelming, but it was like adding a part-time job, and I just didn't have
Exactly.
I just didn't have the time and bandwidth to do it. So I mean, that maybe lasted 6 months, and I was done with that. Kind of handed off the reins to the pros.
Yeah, and people don't think about everything that it entails. You're scheduling landscapers, you're scheduling cleaners, you're scheduling repairs, maintenance. If
Totally.
something comes up last minute and a guest needs something,
Yep.
we have, and property managements have the ability to send someone right over within just a few minutes, whereas you would have to stop whatever you're doing or not go out of town or things like that. And so it's just really nice to have all that handled. You can just kind of sit back, check in, they update you.
Yep.
And then they're also working on getting your property filled, and so
Right.
it's not sitting empty.
Totally. Well, reservation comes in, you got to be in constant communication with your team, right? So like if you're, doing it on your own, making sure that you have, cleaners lined up. If something breaks, if, something's missing or whatever, you basically have that handled. And it's just nice to kind of have the set it and forget it, mindset, and just, collect the checks but not have more of like passive investment,
Absolutely. And you brought up a good point when things are changing constantly. So
Yeah.
you could schedule a cleaner because something's booked, and then last minute they could cancel or they could extend a day.
Right.
And if they cancel, that property could book just as quickly, and then days could be added on. So
Totally.
your cleaning schedule needs to constantly be
Tight.
tailored to that, because
Yeah.
that is the number one thing that you have to have ready to go as soon as that guest
Yeah.
checks out, so you can get a new guest in there.
We get a lot of feedback from out-of-state investors that are self-managing that their biggest pain points is a reliable, good cleaner,
Yeah.
and then also somebody that is like a 24-hour
Yep.
handyman.
Absolutely.
I had a investor reach out to me, and a guest that they had in their property, the dishwasher was leaking or something like that, and she got the call in the middle of the night. She lives out of state.
Yeah.
She's like, well, what the hell am I supposed to
Exactly.
do? Like,
Yeah.
I can't go over there, so it really put her in quite a pickle. So being able to have people that are a true extension of you, like on the property management side, or a cleaner or a handyman, it's going to to be really vital to your success.
Or a landscaper, like we
Or
got
a
going on here in the
landscaper.
background. You know what I
Landscaping
mean?
is
Like
critical.
they seem to follow us everywhere we go.
Exactly.
But no, yeah. I mean, this is all the great stuff. You know, a big one for us. Like for example, one of my vacation rentals is in a Bisbee, Arizona, which is southeast Arizona, population 5,500, so much smaller city. So down there, we have an outside management company, but we have three different cleaners, and even though it's just one property, because it's a small town, you always want to have that redundancy and kind of like the backup plan, because the backup and the backup to the backup. So we've got our first string cleaner, which is our go-to, and then if for some reason she's not available or she's already booked out or whatever, then obviously goes down the line to second and third string. But that'll crush you. There's nothing worse than a guest checking in, something wasn't communicated, cleaner called in sick, something happened, and then they're walking into a filthy house.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, they're paying good money for this.
Absolutely.
And it's just poor experience. But a big part of it is stuff's not always going to go right. It never does in life.
Right.
And it's being proactive instead of reactive. And it's kind of like yes, this stuff will happen, but how do you kind of manage it? Manage those expectations with the guests, and obviously keep the owner happy, because stuff like that will happen from time to time, but it's kind of how it's addressed and taken care of. That way the person feels like they're like, what, this wasn't great, but the way you guys handled it, like, not a big deal. I understand.
And I love what you said there, being proactive instead of reactive, and that's essential when it comes to vacation rentals, because things change so quickly. So you have your cleaner calling out sick, and you have someone checking in the same day they're checking out, and you have just that short 4 or 5 hour window. You have to have those backup people. And same with a handyman. Like if something is going on, you have to get that taken care of quickly, and that's one of the huge benefits, and I think probably one of the most important things, especially if you're out of state.
Big time.
With a property management company, is they have those people in mind already, and they're familiar with how quickly things can change, and they can get someone lined up to get right over there. And it just really makes the management side so much easier. And you can just kind of relax, and you don't have to worry about it.
Because you guys really you're the experts, and this is your space. It's not necessarily an owner's space. So in a lot of cases, it really just benefits you to pay an expert in the field just to kind of handle it for you.
Well, you have obviously you have the bookings, you have the maintenance, you have the cleanings, you have the bookkeeping, right?
Yes.
So you're like the collections of rents, the holding back and paying the rental tax, the property tax, the
Writing the leases for when you have just a short-term
lease,
not through an Airbnb or something like that.
Yeah,
and those are essential as well.
Yep, absolutely. The legal side, and just making sure you understand like the laws and compliance stuff. It's not overwhelming, but it can be a lot. And so again, for people not looking to take on a part-time job, if you have the bandwidth, if you have the desire to learn, or maybe one of your significant others is stay at home or maybe has a part-time job, this is something you could absolutely take on. But if you are like the majority of us, working that full-time job, more often than not, better off to leave it to the pros.
And it's great when you're first starting out, because you get those reviews, and
totally.
Because you're dealing with someone that knows what they're doing, they know what to put in, how to get the property ready for the guests, and so those first set of reviews are really what's gonna
propel that property.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and there's just a lot of things you don't think about, like. Just maybe leaving a welcome note or something more personalized, or just making sure that there's enough toilet paper in the house. It's just those little things that could change a review really quickly.
Absolutely.
Following up with the check-in, you know what I mean? Like, hey, how's everything? You arrived? Do you have any questions? Is the pool temperature nice? Do you understand how to the AC functions? Just little simple stuff like that. I mean, 9 times out of 10, there's never ever going to be a problem, but just taking the extra touch and the touch points, and checking in, and just the fact that they know that you're there. If something, if they have questions, if they have concerns, you know what I mean. So
like you said, being
communication.
proactive, I think that's the most important part of managing any rentals, really.
Yeah,
totally. No,
sure.
we agree. We really appreciate you sitting down with us and letting us pick your brain a little bit more about the property management side. If you're self-managing a property currently and you're interested in maybe switching over to a property management team, reach out to us. We can help you navigate that. Or if you've been watching these videos and you see that we haven't covered a topic yet that you want some more insight on, we can record a video, or we can talk to you directly and help you offline.
Absolutely. Other than that, like as all we ask, please like, subscribe, follow, all the things. DM us. If you have questions for Addie, feel free to reach out to us. We can kind of get you connected in that space. But hopefully there's some good nuggets here you're able to pick up on, and we look forward to hopefully connecting with you soon. Thanks so much.